Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we are pretty much ready at this point, I think, to send our mission to Minmus. So let's go ahead and get that set up here. We're going to be using primarily the same launcher that we had before, substantially the same launcher, which would be this one here, although we do not need this thumper. Oh boy, that would have been exciting. Okay, so let's just go ahead and head up over here and check our container module. Okay, so we definitely need a few additional things in this. So we're going to need, what, these give 2 power units when deployed by an engineer, if I recall correctly. So let's go ahead and go to our... I can never remember what it's under. It's not underground. I believe it's under cargo. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so let's go in here. We've already got a weather analyzer in here. We do need an experiment control station. I'm going to go ahead and put that right in the center. And then we need, let's see, an ED monitor. Like that. We have a communitron. We have a passive seismometer. We have a control station. We have a weather analyzer. So at this point, we can just go ahead and fill in with photovoltaic panels for now. Because realistically, I mean, this is going to be overkill on the photovoltaic panels, right? Because we're going to need a total of 5 power here. This right here gives 3 power, and this right here gives 6 power, and this would give then 8 power. So we're overkill on the photovoltaic panels, but that's okay. So, let's see, what else do we need on this thing special that we didn't need for the moon landing? That's a good question. I think we're overall pretty decent on this. Let's go ahead and set up our crew. Let's see, Jebediah would be the one that would go. Valentina has slightly less XP. But I mean, being able to point to the maneuver node would be awful nice. But that's not going to be the case for either of them. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all we've got. Realistically speaking. I mean, we've got our re-entry modules, we've got our photovoltaic panels. I think we pretty much ironed out all of the issues with this lander with our multiple moon landings. So I think we're ready to go to Minmus. Let me save this, and let's go. Okay. Gonna turn on SAS. And let's get out of here. Helps if I throttle up. Okay, so our solid fuel will be burning out in how long? About 40 more seconds. It's definitely gonna take some time for us to get to the point where we want to do a gravity turn anyway. Oh, thank you, Surface Deployed Mystery Goo observations. Excellent. We're going to be getting more of those, which is going to be handy. There we go. Get rid of our solid fuel boosters. I'm just waiting for our apoapsis to go up a little bit higher, and for us to get into thinner atmosphere. Our thrust to weight isn't amazingly high, so we can afford to delay our gravity turn. Okay, we've got 30 seconds left in this booster. Our Apoapsis is nearly in space right now. And now it is. I'm going to go ahead and do a very, very minor gravity turn here. We've only got 12 seconds left until our side boosters run out, so we need to stabilize here. There we go. And head straight for the horizon. Excellent. Our time to apoapsis is currently decreasing, so we need to continue burning here. At least until it stops decreasing. Our gravity turn was pretty delayed here, so we're definitely going to need to burn quite a lot here. We need to change our DV by like, what, 1200? It's going to be most of this stage that we're going to need to burn here. I'm going to, at this point, go ahead and decouple our nose cones. Oof. Okay, I'm not going to decouple the rest of them. We'll wait on those. What I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn on our lights. There we go. And we'll wait until this burn is done to decouple the rest of our nose cones. Okay. Our orbit is definitely flattening out. It's always nice. Time to apoapsis should start increasing here pretty soon. Our apoapsis is a little on the high side, but that's fine. We need to raise it even higher eventually. And time to apoapsis is now increasing, which is nice. I'm going to go ahead and cut engines. And at the apoapsis, set up a prograde burn that will put us into orbit. About right there. Should be perfect. Yeah, that'll be fine. We'll just lock to prograde for right now. Burn time of 56 seconds, so we want to do this at T-minus 33 seconds. This stage actually isn't going to get us there. Interesting. That's okay, though. We can use our maneuvering stage for that. We're not going to be using much of our maneuvering stage, realistically, for it. And I should have been burning a couple seconds ago. I need to stop not paying attention. Okay, and there go the nose cones. Let's just go ahead and try to steer out of the way a little bit by heading to the maneuver node. There we go. Excellent. Just trying to stay on the maneuver node here. Now we are in orbit-ish. Now we're officially in orbit. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go into stability assist. And we're just going to finish off this burn. Yeah, we're close enough, honestly. We don't need to burn anything else. Okay, let's go ahead and set Minmus as our target, so that we can see our ascending and descending nodes. It looks like we're basically at our apoapsis and periapsis for the ascending and descending nodes. What am I talking about? This is the ascending and descending node. I don't even... Okay, so let's go ahead and set up a radial burn here. To match our inclination. Can we get to 0.0 degrees? We often can't. No? Okay. We'll just go to here then. That should be close enough. Okay, this is going to be a 27-second burn. We'll go ahead and warp to next maneuver. Nope. I canceled the time warp rather than closing the map. Excellent. Okay. Let's go ahead and orient. Our burn time is 27 seconds, so we want to be doing this at T-minus 13 seconds. And I'm going to go ahead and warp forward a little bit. Why am I not just targeting normal? I should be targeting normal. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and warp ahead a few seconds here. Okay, we want to do this at like 13.5 seconds. So now. Looks like our node is drifting a little bit here. I'm going to switch into stability assist. See if I can push that back towards normal a little bit. Okay. And I just want to burn this slightly more. We want to get the inclination pretty accurate. There we go. Okay, so there's our inclination set up. That's close enough, I'm sure. And let's go ahead and set ourselves a prograde maneuver right here-ish. I think that'll be about right. Yeah, there's an encounter potentially. That's a fair amount more fuel than I actually want to burn, so we want to burn this slightly earlier. Or slightly later, actually. Let's see, how much fuel do we want to burn for this? Let's go ahead and pop over to Minmus and see what this entry, or rather this encounter, actually looks like. Let's see. I kind of do want to be in a little closer here. I don't want a radial burn, though. I want this to be a prograde burn for right now. That's retrograde. Prograde. Yeah, that's much better. Let's go ahead and bring this in relatively close here. Not that close. Oof. The scroll wheel is not being my friend right now. That is nice and close, though. We'll aim for about 15 kilometers. Actually, we'll aim for 20. I always get a little paranoid about what the max height is when I don't actually know. But yeah, that looks pretty good right there. So this is going to be a pure prograde maneuver in 4 minutes. So we actually launched into a pretty decent transfer window, it would appear. Just going to go ahead and warp to next maneuver. This is going to be a 1 minute 33 second burn. So we're going to want to be at prograde, not retrograde. We're going to want to burn this at what, 47 seconds, thereabouts? Something along those lines. So I'm going to go ahead and warp ahead a little bit to around 55 seconds. Okay. We want to burn this at 47. I'm going to go ahead and go to Stability Assist and point at the node here as we start our burn. Try to push the node towards the prograde node a little bit. Okay. There we go. We are on our way. T-minus 8 seconds to the node. I'm going to go ahead and lock prograde right now. Now I'm going to go back on stability assist because the node is starting to drift off of prograde a little bit. There we go. So our maneuvering stage is going to have plenty of fuel to do our orientation around Minmus, I'm pretty sure. It does take a little bit more delta V to get there, but once we get there, our thrust to weight is far more efficient. Okay, let's see what our encounter is looking like right now. Right now, we don't have an encounter. Okay, that's exciting. We need a fair amount more DV here. There, we have an encounter. And let's just see about getting that right where that needs to be. Just going to lock to prograde for now and say that's good enough. And we're going to very slightly burn prograde. Good enough. Actually, I always do that. I just try to get it... I try to toggle up and then turn it off immediately, but the first press of X doesn't work. I just want a very tiny pulse. Unfortunately, it's not always an option. I want it like that. There. Yeah, right there again. I tried it again. This is good enough. We're not going to mess with it further from there. Okay. What we are going to do, however, is put a cut in here. So next episode, we will start our descent towards the Minmus surface. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you all next time.